Hi everyone, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. I was about to do some homework, but when I came across this article, it's just been sticking with me in my mind. It's just been on my mind for quite a while for the day. So I'm just gonna share my perspective, and because this is a problem in society, and it's a problem worldwide, where you got these bitches who make false accusations against men and there's no consequences against it, particularly in many so-called free world societies, and primarily many Western nations, and especially in America, in Canada, the UK, and Australia, those type of places, those type of countries. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge problem. You got a lot of women who love to cry rape when they were never raped. And the sad part is about that you have women and men who are victims of rape, but women can't come forward because you got bitches who like to cry rape when they wasn't raped, and now they destroy the credibility of the woman who's actually who's the real victim of rape. Now if she comes forward and cries rape, chances are she's gonna be questioned. And even if they give her the benefit of the doubt, female privilege, and take her side, you got society and people gonna give her the side hot and question her motives. And it shouldn't be like that. Then you got men who are victims of rape, and victims of false accusations of rape. But let's talk about men who are victims of rape. Yeah, by women or men. They get laughed at. Especially if a man gets raped by a woman, how can I? Oh, you're 6 foot and she's like 5'5" or less than 5'5". What can she do to you? How can she overpower you? She can overpower a guy and manipulate a guy and trick a guy in so many fucking ways. There's cases where men have had guns put to their fucking head and forced to have sex with that woman, or they're in a compromised position. And especially back in the slave days, where you had Caucasian women forcing so-called black men to fuck them, and if the black man did not fuck that Caucasian bitch, he would get lynched, likely get lynched, and tell the master that she would tell her father, which was the slave master, slave owner, slave overseer, that black man raped her when he didn't rape her, and he would get lynched, castrated, tortured, beaten, and burnt alive, regardless. And a lot of times, if she was caught fucking that black man, that Caucasian bitch was fucking that black man, that brother would be brutally murdered anyway. She would yell rape when the sex was consensual, and she initiated it, when she was the aggressor. You have so many men who are in prison right now for false accusations of rape and domestic abuse, domestic violence specifically. You have men in jail right now, or men who are fucking dead because a woman lied on that man. Now, when you know what I'm saying, and you have men who are victims of sex crimes too, but society will laugh at them at the man, like I said, because you should have fought back. Well, he couldn't fight. How do you know? He could have been. You got women help. The woman could have held a gun to his fucking head, catch him off guard, manipulate them, drug them, do whatever the hell, attack them from behind, manipulate them or trick them. Or what do you mean by trick him? How can she trick him? Oh, she can deceive him, especially if the man's working, especially on the job or at school and they're caught at a party or whatever. She can say, if you don't give me no sex, I can say you did this to me. That has happened. Now, then I talk about being struck in the head, having a gun to your head, being forced to do something you didn't want to do, especially when you got witnesses. But I guess because it's a man, nobody gives a shit. But if a man's raped by a man, he can't come forward. He's afraid to come. I should say he's afraid to come forward because he's gonna have the gay stigma. Oh, he must be gay. He must have liked it. Feminists don't talk about men being victims of sex crimes. Women don't talk about men being victims of sex crimes. And women don't talk about women lying on men, making up sex crimes that didn't happen to them. Now, I mean, you got men being killed and being in prison, or both, and being raped in prison for being accused of rape when they didn't rape a woman. And you're gonna find that right here. And the thing is, what pisses me off is that these bitches, some of them admit it or they're found lying and they get no jail time. And that has to fucking change. I'm tired of bitches lying on men all the fucking time and thinking they can get away with it. Because feminists are saying, oh, we'll destroy our cause. Well, no. You're letting these bitches lie on men and make false accusations against men, or just against people, period. It can be because women lie on each other too. But if a woman lies on against another person, especially a man, that fucks up your cause and your credibility as a woman. Especially if you are a feminist, especially if you part of part of the National Organization for Women, and these other women's groups, these feminist groups. It destroys your progress and it actually sets your dumb ass back. But you don't care. Because you don't care about equality. All you care is about your fucking agenda. And care about the money that you're getting funded with by your bullshit feminist movement. When a woman lies, makes false accusations against another man, false claims of harassment, false claims of domestic violence, false claims of false accusations of rape against another man or men, and you women are silent and don't protest against that shit, because she's a female, because you're worried for some odd reason, you're worried that it's going to come back and bite you in the butt, that if we discredit her and hold her accountable, what if we're in that situation? Well, let me tell you something. The way you don't get in that fucking situation, and you don't do stupid shit, and don't do dumbass shit to put yourself in that situation where you can't fight back and you can't get out of it. You don't put yourself in a compromised position by drinking too much where you get drunk, by whoring around, walking half naked down the street, or going into some house party, or going back to some person you don't really know and taking them back to your house or going to that house, and you being a fucking tease, and then you want to prick tease and strip tease and entice somebody for attention for your own gratification, and then you want to bounce because you don't want to be called a slut. And if you caught fucking around, allowing men to run a train on you, you having sex with multiple men in that period, 1 hour period, and now you're afraid the word gets out, then you want to yell rape because you don't want to be known as a fucking slut because you got buyer's remorse. Don't do stupid shit, and don't put yourself in that situation. Don't put yourself in that compromised position. Use your head. Be accountable for your shit. be accountable for what the fuck you do. And I will make a video sometime this week about why women don't like to be held accountable for their fucking actions, especially when they're confronted by those actions. Let's get on with it. Man falsely accused of rape is beheaded by psycho boyfriend. Feminists often tell us that false accusations of rape are so rare that they are not something we should be concerned with, which is bullshit. Perhaps they should try telling that to the faces of those that had their lives ruined by such allegations. Of course, for some, like 19-year-old Artyom Shustov, I think that's how you say his name, they will never have the chance to be told how harmless these allegations are, since the lies lead directly to their deaths. As reported by the New York Post, a 17-year-old girl had posted an image of her and Shustov together at a party. When the girl's boyfriend, a 16-year-old kickboxer, saw the photo, he confronted his girlfriend, who told him that Shustov had forced himself on her. However, eyewitnesses at the party have testified to the police that they saw the girl initiate contact with Shustov. We were then in the apartment with them and personally saw what was happening, said one friend. The next day, the girl obviously regretted what happened, and she told her boyfriend. She explained it as if Artyom had harassed her and tried to rape her, reported the local newspaper. The boyfriend later confronted Artyom in a park. Artyom tried to explain what happened, but the young, lovesick 16-year-old was in such state of rage, he pulled out a knife, murdered Shustov, and proceeded to cut his head, and then carried his trophy to the woman that he believed and had been brutally victimized, and showed it to her as a way of proving his love. What an idiot. But back to the article. The young murderer is, of course, facing a long prison stint. The innocent victim, Shustov, has been taken from the world in a brutal fashion, and the young woman who set the whole thing off, I'll say it again, who set the whole thing off was first by being a slut, and second by lying about it to avoid any consequences. A heartless and callous lie which directly lead to the brutal death of an innocent man. That young woman will likely face no consequences for her actions, since the dead really can't sue for slander. And that's the end of this article. You don't see this in the news. In the news rotations. An innocent man lost his life over a fucking lie because this bitch was a fucking slut and wanted to have fun. Now 2 lives are ruined. The idiot, testosterone dysfunctional retarded jerk, her boyfriend, and now this guy, Shustov. This man right here who got decapitated by her crazy psycho boyfriend And that's why and the thing is, that's why she stepped out on him, because obviously this guy had jealous issues and control issues, was easily jealous and blah blah blah, and she stepped out on him because most girls at that age, and even in their later years, most girls and women love it when two guys fight over her. Say that again. Most women like it when two men or more fight over her, because she feels good about herself. It strokes her ego. But she ain't gonna fuck none of them, because all of them will be dead or in jail, and she'll fuck some other dude. I've seen it happen all the time. I've seen it happen growing up. Guys fighting over some worthless ass chick who ain't worth a damn. Because we wanted to fuck. You know, she's an attractive female, and she knows that she ain't taking any guy seriously, because she knows she can get a new boyfriend, new man, just like that, new husband, just like that, especially if he got money, looks and status and shit like that. For this bitch to lie on his man when she the one who was fucking with, when she was fucking with him, and she willingly fucked him. And guys, be careful. If you find out if a chick, I'm going to put you on some game. If you find out a chick has a boyfriend and she trying to fuck you, you tell her to back off. And you videotape the shit. If you are going to fuck her, you videotape that shit. You know, this shouldn't have happened. Nobody should be dead, and the other guy should not be in jail. This guy, obviously, the boyfriend, obviously was a macho idiot, meathead, like beating up guys just to prove his love to his chick. As a man, you don't do that shit. You don't do things. You don't be all macho and be the tough guy. If you were such a real man, she would have never stepped out and cheated on your ass in the first place. She knew that she can make him jealous easily and manipulate him, and that's dangerous. If you got a mindset like that, you're dangerous to yourself. Women will pick up on that and use that against you. Check yourself and know your worth and love yourself, and understand that there's plenty of fish in the fucking sea. And the thing is, with that bitch lying, I'm tired of these bitches making false accusations of rape against men, false accusations of abuse, false accusations of harassment and sexual harassment, false accusations of domestic violence. You got women beating themselves up, fucking themselves up, getting somebody to beat themselves up, and then they say the guy did it, and he goes to jail. Women making false accusations and lying on men, saying that he molested and raped a child that he didn't, when he didn't. I mean, you know, you got women, you got like mothers using their sons and daughters as pawns and saying, oh, daddy molested, lying to the world, that saying that her kids were molested by her baby's father when that didn't happen. Or she lying saying he molested a kid when that didn't happen. Or I can go on with many women lying on men on a lot of shit, and then women making making false claims of paternity fraud, lying saying that that man's the biological father for a child when it clearly isn't. The law. If anybody who's watching this, y'all need them. You politicians should be talking about this. Talking about how gynocentric and misandric the society is against men. This is pure gynocentrism. This is pure female privilege. And this is pure misandry. Hatred for men. Men are victims of sexism too. Men can be victims of sexism too. And women know this. And they use their gender, they use their vagina, their ass and titties and hips to their advantage to manipulate society, and women love to play the victim. They're never responsible for anything they do. I hope that bitch, man. Whew. I hope she regrets this. I hope karma hits her quick. Since she likes to lie and say she likes to falsely accuse men of rape and abuse and assault and battery, I hope this bitch does be a victim of assault and battery, being sexually assaulted. I hope this bitch does get raped. I hope somebody throws acid in this bitch's face when they see her and find out what she fucking did. Beats her ass. Murders her ass. I said it. We need to do something about these lying ass bitches. Bitches making lies like that. Lying on men women, I'm telling you guys, and I'm telling you people, and you women know this. If you are a woman and you're against that shit, women doing this shit, you need to check your gender. You need to check your sisterhood, your so-called sisterhood, No, what we should do is, since the law ain't gonna do nothing, since this sexist ass man-hating court system run by the feminist regime ain't gonna do shit to these bitches, treacherous as hell, and just habitual liars. No, we as a society, we as people need to make an example out of these bitches who lie on men, who make false accusations against people, especially against men and boys. Because I'm tired of reading stories like this, coming across news articles like this, news reports like this, of men being victims of false accusations of rape, false accusations of domestic violence, being victims of fraternity fraud, forced to pay child support for a kid that ain't theirs, and he's not the biological father. I hope, like I said, I hope that bitch gets raped. I hope that bitch gets beat up, gets jumped somewhere. Overdose on something. Since she's a fucking slut. I hope she catches disease. I hope she gets her heart broken, gets abused, and somebody beats the fuck out of her, gets killed. But since she likes being with crazy ass bad boys and bugs, I hope the fuck beat the shit out of her and kills her ass, and she dies from her injuries. I hope some harm happens to this bitch. I wish harm on this cunt. Because I'm tired of these bitches getting away with this shit. And then you wonder why you have men who become misogynist. Because of stuff like this. Because I've been falsely accused of things by women at school and in work. And I didn't do it. I know other guys who've been lied on. And it's ridiculous. Like I said before, this bitch needs her ass whooped. She needs to be jumped somewhere. Somebody needs to throw some acid in her fucking face and fuck up her looks. Disfigure her, and also she needs to catch some fucking disease. I hope she catch some fucking disease and die from a painful death, and where she's on life support. The only way we can make change is we need to. This is what Donald Trump, this is who Hillary Clinton should be talking about. How men are victims of sexism. The men's rights activists need to do a better job. And I forgot, y'all. The men's rights movement is a fucking joke, because they're fucking controlled by the same powers that be. They don't care about men's issues. The reason why they pander to women is because they put her on the pedestal. It's to disenfranchise society. You take the man out, you go after the women and children, and that's how you gain control over the masses. Wake up. Man, I hope this cunt gets her fucking karma. I hope she pisses off the wrong person and harm comes her fucking way. You evil ass bitch. I'm out. Peace.